It is October 30th, 2019. We're here at 7117 Lewison Drive in San Diego, California, 92120. The occupants aren't home right now. They're at work. They contacted us, said that the sewer main was backed up and both toilets weren't draining. So we opened up the city clean out concrete box right there, and that line is clear. We opened up the two cleanouts that somebody else put in a while ago, and this goes away from the house, and that's open, and this one goes back towards the house, and that one is open and not fully backed up. So we're going to put our camera down here, headed back into the house so that we can see what's going on with the system. So we're headed now back towards the house. A little turn on the pipe right there. And here we're going back into the original cast iron. A little bit of debris on our camera lens there, kind of obstructing our view there. So let's see if we can get this rinsed off here. Eventually shut off the camera. We're still slightly pushing forward, headed towards the house here. So we're running under the driveway right now. A lot of that debris really caked up on the front of our camera, but we are still able to push through here, so the line is open to here so far. That debris has really backed up our camera lens here. We're going to have to go ahead and pause the video and pull out our camera, wipe it down, see if we can try to get through there a second time without it getting blocked up. Okay, so we wiped it off. You can see there's a little bit still blocking. It's just so much buildup and going in reverse, going uphill like that, it scrapes the bottom of the pipe and just drags everything. But as you can see, the line is still open. Let's see if we can get a better view as we get farther up. It might keep rinsing off the line here. We'll see. Looks like we've got some heavy buildup right here. Okay, here we go. So here's our backup and stoppage, and that looks like we've got little trail of roots on the bottom of the pipes. You can see that black line and then the paper and everything, and here we go. There you go. You can see that ball of roots that's actually bound up around all the paper and debris. So those are roots on the whole side of the lines there. So we're all clogged up with paper and feces, but it's backed up because of the roots that are in the system. So we're going to go ahead and leave our camera here and pause and locate to see where this is at. Okay, so we pulled out our camera because we went ahead and located where we were at, and we wanted to go ahead and show this. So we're over here by the front of the house. Here's the front door. And just over here on the side, we put some colored discs on the ground. See the irrigation valves. That little red disc there, that's where the sewer pipe is. As you come over here, the red and yellow discs, that's where the sewer pipe is. Now the yellow disc is where the roots are intruding in the line. So the sewer line comes out right there. The red disc continues, of course, across and heads across the driveway and out. So right there, the pipe is about 28 inches deep. So it's 2 feet, 4 inches deep, and that's where our camera got. Now, it's possible that there is an old buried clean out there. A lot of old homes, they put in a buried two-way clean out right on the edge after the foundation wall coming out, and it might be growing in through there. Otherwise, the cast iron is just cracked and broken at a hub or the pipe itself, allowing those roots to grow in. We've only got these small bushes here, so it could be the trees from a lot farther away. They can grow for hundreds of yards, or something else. Maybe if this bush is aggressive, then maybe it could be that. But we're going to go ahead and now clean the pipe and get this stoppage taken care of and get some of the roots ripped out, and then we'll go ahead and inspect it again to show everything once we can get a lot of that removed out of the pipe. So we're going to pause the video. Okay, so we haven't snaked it, but what we've done, we've moved up to the rooftop here with our camera because we may go ahead and clear this line with a special cable that can expand out, clean bigger pipes from this smaller roof vent, but we want to make sure this is a straight clean out vent access into the sewer. So it looks like we're in the sewer main right now. So we're running across. Again, a little bit of debris on our camera face. There's a little bit of standing water now. So now we're in the sewer main. You can kind of see there. Looks like we can see some paper or some type of debris right here in the line. That looks like a colored paper, towelette, or wipe. Not sure if it is, but only toilet paper should be put down the line for sure. Okay, here you can see the line is completely clogged and backed up. We're completely underwater. So there's some toilet paper and other debris. So we're about 30 feet right here, and we're completely at the stoppage. So this is pretty much probably exactly where we're at. We're about 15 feet vertically, and then we're about 15 feet across till we get to that point where we had marked with the roots. So we are going to go ahead and bring our cable up on the rooftop, and we'll snake it from here. So we're going to pause the video and pull this back out. Okay, so we've just gone ahead and snaked the line. So we used a special, what's called a flex shaft system. It has these chain knockers on the end that expand out, so we can go from a small pipe and clean a bigger pipe out. Now you can see on the end, we did retrieve some towelettes here, or wipes. So again, we thought we saw one in there. I know some of them say flushable, but you just cannot put these down sewer pipes. Even if there was no roots and it was all new plastic piping here, which is not the case, they would still possibly bind up. They don't dissolve and break apart. And so even the flushable ones, that's why you can't put them down. They call them flushable because the city treatment plant said that they would accept them, and that's the only reason they have that term on the boxes. So we're going to go back down the vent here. We ran some water through the other vents from the roof with a hose. So we're going to see if there's any roots left in there that we need to do a second snaking. It's just the buildup in the pipe there. So here we're making that turn. We're now headed out towards the front of the house. So right at about 30 feet was where we got stuck before from here. So we're coming up on that spot where it was all built up that we couldn't get through with the camera. Now you can see we're pushing through and across, and we're nice and open here. And let's see here, we got a little bit of debris on our line here. So I'm going to pause for a second, run some water down the system. Okay, so we're going to leave the water running. We've got it again going through the other roof vent right now. So that moved off all that debris. And we've already seen this. We're backing up right now. We just want to go a little bit further back. See, there's where we're dumping in. That is the other vent line. It's dumping into the drain right there. And we're running across here. We'll leave the water running, and then when we shut it off, we'll get a better view coming backwards in reverse. But just in case we hit another glob of debris, we're going to just keep it running for right now. Right, there's some buildup right there at that 40-foot mark. So we're definitely out past where we found that root and other debris. So now we'll back up on the system here again. Shut off the water here shortly, but we want to pull back with still the water running first to see if we notice anything. Nothing really obvious, so we're going to pull back to the 30-foot mark one more time here. Just a little bit beyond it, so we're going to go ahead now and stop the water running, and then we'll go forward again. So we're going to pause the video. Okay, so the water's off. Let's push forward here. See if we see any remnants. Also wanted to see if we noticed that buried clean out tee. Not seeing anything at all. Our cable may have really done a good job. I think here's where we got some of that heavy buildup right here. A little bit more forward just to verify. It looks good. So everything's removed out. Let's come back to this black spot with all this buildup. We'll go ahead and see where this is at on the property, if this is the exact spot where those roots were getting in. Oh, there we go. I can see a few little roots on the upper right of the screen right there. You can see. So our big chain cables knocked everything out. You can see a little tiny roots right there. So we'll back up slowly here. I don't see a buried tee And there could be one right there. It's really hard to tell with the shadowing. So we're going to go ahead and move our camera up right to here where we can see those little roots. We're going to go ahead and pause and locate to see where this is at on the property. It's the exact same spot that we had noted from going the other up direction from the other clean out initially. Okay, so we've located this tiny little bit of roots right here. This is actually almost right at the concrete driveway pulling into the garage. So we're actually about 11 feet farther out than where the stoppage was and where the original root intrusion and buildup we saw was. So we do have a little issue here, but it's very, very tiny now that we can see coming in this direction with the camera being cleaned up. So let's pull back to about that, again, the 30-foot mark. That's where the camera stopped, and that is in fact right where that other buildup was with the other roots and debris. So it looks like we've ripped them out entirely with that chain knocking system really well. Okay, there you go. There's the clean out too we were referring to. So right here, about this 29-foot mark, when you back up just slightly, kind of hard to exactly tell, but that is a little curvature to the pipe on the top of the screen right there, and that's a buried two-way clean out access point. So if you were to dig it up and cut the cap off, you could put a cable or a camera in either direction. It's a two-way T, not two clean outs, just one T that's straight up and down vertical without any sweep or turn to it. So that is what's right there. So my guess is they were growing in from that top and or from basically around the edges of that fitting itself, because we know that our stoppage again was right at about that mark. So let me back up here just slightly again, make sure I don't see any other clean outs. Shouldn't be on an old cast iron system, just that one right there. There we go. We can see a double. So we do have one right there. As we go forward, here's the second one. So right at that 30-foot mark, so we're in between those two clean outs. So let me go ahead and pause the video and just see if it's right underneath that yellow disc that we had found the first time with the buildup. Okay, this is directly under the second red disc we had on the other side of the bush, farther away from the house. So then as we back up, there's the first clean out there. So this is definitely the area where the buildup was at. So the line is all clear. So at this time, the line is not cracked or broken. I think those roots are just growing in from the top of those clean outs. We did tear and rip them all out completely. So nothing needs to be repaired at this time. We're on the rooftop already, so we're just going to push all the way out to the next set of clean outs to verify that everything we cleaned up didn't get stuck in the pipe. There's one little wipe right there you can see. Got hung up in the line there. Dragging and pushing it, looks like it fell off there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pause for a second and run a bunch of water to clear this out of the line. Okay, so we're going to show this while we've got the water running. So again, backing up just slightly here. Now we're going to keep going forward. We're going to make sure we really get a lot of water in our camera, pushing any debris that we chopped up. Okay, now we're in the plastic ABS. So now we're all the way out to the clean outs that were installed here in the front yard where we started this camera inspection from. You can see here's all the black plastic pipe we're in. We're going to keep pushing. Turn right here on the line, the cast iron. So this is where the pipe's making its turn on the line itself. You can see we're making a directional change there, so the camera's not going to get pushed by this. So we'll go ahead and pause the video and we'll push it from the next clean out at the ground level that we started at, just to confirm. Okay, so we're now here at the ground level again, where these two clean outs are. So we're going to go ahead and push through this clean out, which heads away from the house. We already went by this area previously. We want to see if we can get the better view of the turn here. So here's that turn on the line. There's another elbow turn going into the clay, and then as it goes across the clay, we can actually see it coming up in a few feet. We actually have the T-junction. You can see the green pipe coming up, and then there's actually a little white hub after that. That's that property line T with the cast iron vertical clean out we showed right next to the sidewalk. These couple 90s make it kind of hard for the cable to push through these sometimes, so may not be able to maneuver this camera here. Kind of stuck up, but anyway, we can see that green T coming up, so we'll pull out here really quick. We're going to pause the video. Okay, so we moved over from those clean outs right there by the bush and our bucket and paper towel just a few feet over to this clean out. So this is the white and green plastic pipe we were referring to that we could see at the clay that was just ahead that we couldn't turn through. Here's the white T-junction, and then here's the clay pipe again. So that's what we were referring to just previously. And then from here out, the city relined the pipe. So this is still clay pipe, but it's been relined. There's a liner that they pushed inside of here to coat it. And so it's essentially a solid pipe now without any hubs. So we're just going to show that all our debris and everything got out to the city. And here we go. Here's our last turn. Going across, down, and here's the big city line right here. You can see all the writing and stamping on there, and there's the water running from the neighbors. So we're all the way out to the city, so the line is 100% completely clear. There's no more roots, there's no wipes or anything else in the system. So everything is good for right now. It does not require any type, again, any maintenance or repair at this time. If the roots grow back in quickly again in the future, then we'll need to go on a schedule of a foaming chemical that can go down once a year or once every 9 months to keep them from growing back into the system. Otherwise, for right now, we can just go ahead and wait to see how long it can operate before anything grows back in at all, if it even does. So that concludes the recording for this property.